Welcome back to another video in which we will solve O-Level Mathematics Paper 2 Variant 2 for October-November 2017. So the first question is, Sarah buys a new car. The cash price of the car is $4,500. She can pay for the car using option A or option B. So which option is cheaper and by how much? So we can calculate how much she will pay if she chooses option A and how much she has to pay if she chooses option B, and then compare the total amount. So cost of car using option A will be, so she pays 1 by 5 of the cash price. So 1 by 5 of 44,500 plus she makes 12 monthly payments of $340. So 12 times 340. So let's calculate that. So 4,500 divided by 5 will be 900 plus 12 times 340 will be 4,080, and the total cost will be 4,980 using option A. So let's also calculate the cost of car using option B. So option B is pay 12% of the cash price. So 12% will be 12 over 100 into the cash price is 4,500 plus 24 monthly payments of 195. So 24 times 195. So this will be 4,500 into 0.12, 540 plus 24 times 95. Sorry, 195. So this is 4,680 and plus 540, you will get 5,220. So the difference is 5,220 minus 4,980. So minus 4,980, 240. So option A is cheaper because the total cost is less compared to option B. So option A is cheaper by $240. Part B is Sarah's car uses 5.2 liters of petrol for each 100 kilometers she drives. Petrol costs 0.85 per liter and Sarah drives 240 kilometers. Calculate the cost of petrol used for this journey, giving your answer correct to the nearest cent. So first we need to calculate how much petrol is used, and then we can multiply it by the cost per liter. So you have kilometers ratio liters here. So the car uses 5.2 liters for each 100 kilometers. So 100 kilometers and the car will use 5.2 liters of petrol. And then you need to calculate how much petrol is used for 240 kilometers. We can call it X. And then these are directly proportional. The more the kilometers, more the car will use petrol in liters. So we can just simply cross multiply to form our equation, which will be 100x equals to 240 into 5.2. You can also use the unitary method uh, where you first find how many liters are used for 1 kilometer. So if 100 ratio is 5.2, then 1 ratio would be 5.2 over 100, and then 240 will be simply you will multiply this by 240. So that's all. That will also give you the same answer. So you can use either of the two methods. I'll use this one. So x will be 240 into 5.2 over 100. So 240 multiplied by 5.2 divided by 100. So she will use 12.2 0.4 liters of petrol. Now you can calculate the cost. Cost of petrol will be equal to the liters that are used, 12.48, multiplied by cost of 1 liter, which is 0.85. So this multiplied by 0.85. So correct to the nearest cent will be, I have to write it up till 2 decimal places. So this will be 61 cents. So the total will be $10.61. Part C is Sarah pays a total of $322 for her car insurance. This total is made up of a basic charge plus 15% sales tax. Calculate the amount of sales tax that Sarah pays. So let the basic charge equal to X, and then she pays 15% sales tax for a total of $322. So X plus 15% of X should equal 322. So X plus 15 over 100 into X will be 322. So this will be 0.15x. So 1 plus 0.15x will give me 1.15x equals to 322, and x will be 322 divided by 1.15, 280. So the sales tax is 15% of the this base charge. So sales tax will be equal to 15 over 100 into 280. So 15 divided by 100 into 280. So that is 42. So your sales tax is $42. You can also calculate this by subtracting 280 from the total she paid. So 322 minus 280 will be the sales tax, which is also 42. Question number 2 is a company asked their employees how long they took to travel to work one day. The table summarizes the time for 120 employees. So 12 employees took between 0 and 20 minutes to travel to work. 28 employees took between 20 and 40 minutes, and so on. The first part is complete the cumulative frequency table below. So there are 0 employees who took less than 0 minutes, and then less than 20 minutes are these number of employees, which is 12. How many employees took less than 40 minutes? It will be simply 28 plus 12, which will be 40. How many employees took less than 60 minutes? This class 45, which is between 40 and 60, plus the remaining. So remaining is this. So this plus this, 40 plus 45 will be 85. Similarly, less than 80 will be this 22 plus 85, which will be 107. And less than 100 will be 107 plus this class, which is between 80 and 100. 13 workers took between 80 and 100 minutes. So 1 over 7 plus 13 will be 120. The next part is on the grid below, draw a smooth cumulative frequency curve to represent these results. So on the y-axis, you have cumulative frequency. On the x-axis, you have the time. So you can use this table here to plot the cumulative frequency curve. At 0, your value is 0. So this will be your first point here. Then 12 and 20. So 20 is on the x-axis. And this is 10, 12. So each small block represents a value of 2 on both the axes. So this is 10. This will be 12. The next value is 40 and 40, which will be this one here. So this is 40 and 40. The next one is 60 and 85. So this is 60 and this is 90. So this here will be 85 in the middle here. So this is 82, 84, and 85 in the middle. Then you have 80 and 107. 80, 100, 110, 108, and then 107 will be this one. And then 100 and 120. So these are the plots, and then you can draw the curve. So this will be your curve. Part B is use your curve to estimate the median time. So first we need to find what is 50% of the cumulative frequency for the median. So the cumulative frequency, the total frequency is 120. So that will be 50 over 100 into 120, which will be 60. So we need to find uh, the time value at cumulative frequency value of 60. So 60 is this one, and this will be your the median time. So this will be 42, 44, 46 minutes. The interquartile range will be so first we need 25% of CF, which will be 0.25 into 120, which is 30. And then 75% of cumulative frequency will be 0.75 into 120, which is 90. So let's find the values at 30 and 90. So 20, this will be 30. So this value here will be 30, 32, 34, and then 90 is this one. And this is in the middle of this block, so this will go down like this. So I'm just keeping in the middle of this small block. So this is 60, 62, and 60, 60, 62, 63. Yeah, correct. So your interquartile range will be interquartile range will be 63 minus 34. So 63 minus 34 is 29. Part C is calculate an estimate of the mean time taken for the employees to travel to work. So here you don't have exact value of times, you have ranges. So each range is 20 from 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and so on. So when you're given these ranges, instead of exact values to find the mean, you take the middle values as the average value for that range. So let me make draw another table here. So you have time t, and your ranges are 0, t less than equal to, less than equal to 20, and then you go up till 100. So this will be 0, t less than equal to 20, and then 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and so on. And then 80 till 100. And then you will find the midpoint of each class. So let me call this midpoint x. So the midpoint of 0 and 20 will be 10. The midpoint here will be 30, 50, 70, and 90. And then you have the frequency for each of these classes. Frequency f, you're given 12, 28, 45, 22. So 12, 28, 45, 22, and the last one is 13. And then you calculate the product. So you multiply each frequency value with the midpoint of this class. So let me extend this a little bit. So the frequency values multiply. So 12 times 10 will be 120, 28 times 30 will be 840. So I'm here basically calculating f times x. 840, and then 50 times 45 will be 2250. 22 times 70, 1540, and then 13 times 90. 1170, 170. So now what, to calculate the mean, you simply add up all the products. So you add up summation sign fx, you add up all these divided by add up all the frequencies. So summation of f. So let me add all these. So 120 plus 840 plus 2250 plus 1540 plus 1170. So this sum here is 5920. 5920 divided by all the sum of the frequencies I know is 120 because the total workers that were surveyed were 120. So 5920 divided by 120. This will be 49.3. So you will write the non-exact answers up till three significant figures. So 49.3 minutes is the answer. So I'll circle this here. Question number 3 is Anya makes t-shirts. The matrix M shows the number of t-shirts of different types she makes in 1 week. So you have in the rows, you have the sizes, small, sorry, in the columns. So this column is for small, this is for medium, this is for large. And then in the rows, you have men on the first row and women here on the second row. Part A is Anya sells all of these t-shirts to a shop. She charges $5 for small, 6 for medium, and 8 for large t-shirt. Represent these amounts in a 3 by 1 column matrix. So you have to write down a 3 by 1 column matrix, meaning 3 rows and just 1 column. So you have $5 for the small, then 6 for the medium, and then 8 for the large shirt. Part B1 is workout P, which is equals to M times N. So P is matrix M, and then multiplied by matrix N. 5, 6, 8. So here you have a 2 by 3 matrix, 2 rows and 3 columns. Here you have a 3 by 1 matrix, 3 rows and 1 column. And the column of the first matrix is equal to the rows of the second matrix. So they can be multiplied. And if you cancel these out, you are left with 2 by 1. So your answer will be the product of these two matrices will be a 2 by 1 matrix. So let's find the product. So you multiply this first row with this column. So you will get 10 times 5 plus 25 times 6 plus 30 times 8. So this will be your first row, and the second row will be this second row multiplied by first column. So this will be 20 times 5 plus 40 times 6 plus 25 times 8. So if you calculate these, this will be 50 plus 25 times 6 plus 30 times 8. So you get 440 here. And you do the same for the other values. So this will be 20 times 5 is 100 plus 40 into 6 plus 25 into 8. So you get 540. So this will be your matrix P, 440 and then 540. Explain what the elements in matrix P represent. So if you look at this, the top element 440, how did you get that? You multiplied this row with these values. So what was this row? This was the number of shirts for men that she makes in 1 week. So this is 10, 25, 30 are the total number of men shirts that she makes. And then 5, 6, 8, these are the uh, prices at which she sells these t-shirts. So 10 multiplied by 5 means she sold small size 10 small size men shirts at $5. So total she got was 10 times 5 plus 25 times 6 means she sold 25 medium sized men shirts at $6 each. So total she made for medium men shirts was 25 times 6, and for this 30, this is large size men's shirts, and she sold them for $8 each. So you multiply 30 by it, and then you add them all together. So the first row represents total amount Anya made from selling men's shirts, from selling men t-shirts. And then similarly for the second row, these are all the women t-shirts you made, and then they are being multiplied by their corresponding costs. So large shirt is being multiplied, number of large shirts multiplied by price of one large shirt. So they are all then added together. So second row represents the total she made from selling women t-shirts. So second row represents total amount she made from women t-shirts. Part C is the shopkeeper sells all sizes of men t-shirt at $10 and women t-shirts at 9.5 each. He sells all of these shirts. So work out this matrix. So this is one row and two column, and this is 2 rows and 3 columns. So columns here are equal to rows, cancel out, so you will be left by 1 by 3. So let's multiply this row multiply by this column. I will get 10 times 10 plus 9.5 times 20, and then this column multiplied by this, I will get 10 times 25 plus 9.5 times 40 plus this row multiplied by this column, I will get 10 times 30. Oh, sorry, this plus sign here, this is not a plus sign here. This is the next column. So 10 times 30 and then 9.5 plus 9.5 times 25. So this will be 100 plus 9.5 into 20, plus 100. So this will be 290. This will be 250 plus 9.5 into 40. So this will be 630. And then the last value here is 300 plus 9.5 into 25. 9.5 into 25. So this will be 537.5. 537.5. So this will be your answer here. 296.30 and then 537.5. Work out the percentage profit that the shopkeeper makes when he sells all of the t-shirts. So to find the percentage profit, first we need to calculate the profit. So cost price of all these shirts, how much did the shopkeeper pay for all these shirts? That's the cost price, and that's the price that Anya sold the t-shirts to the shopkeeper. So she sold the men's shirts for 440 and women's shirts for 540. So the total cost price is for the shopkeeper is 440 plus 540. So 440 plus 540 is 980, and sale price of all shirts will be the sum of all these three. So this is uh, so this this sale price is for, so 10 and 20 were the small size shirts, right? So this is the money he made by selling small sized shirts, both men and women, because this is $10 for men and 9.5. So when you multiply this row with this column represents small sizes, men and women, and then you multiply each number of shirts with the price of each shirt. So this 290 represents the money shopkeeper made from selling small sizes shirts, small sizes of both men and women. 630 is medium size for both men and women, and 537.5 is for the large size. So the total sale price will be the sum of all these three. So this will be 290 plus 630 plus 537.5. So here the cost price was in terms of men and women shirts. Here the uh, division is according to the sizes. So 290 for he made 290 from selling small sized, 630 from selling medium sized, and 537.5 from selling large sized shirts. So if you add all three together, you get 290 plus 630 plus 537.5. So this is 1457.5. 1457.5. So percentage profit will be equal to the profit divided by cost price multiplied by 100. So what's the profit? It's 1457.5 minus 980. Sale price minus the cost price. Divided by cost price is 980 and then multiplied by 100. So let's calculate this. 1457.5 minus 980 divided by 980 and then into 100. So this is 48.7%. So you write again up till three significant figures. Question number 4 is triangle A is shown on the grid. Triangle A is mapped onto triangle B by a translation of 7 minus 5. Draw and label triangle B. So if these are the three coordinates, three vertices of triangle, let's look at this one. This point is minus 3 and 4. So you add the translation vector to get the image. So plus 7 minus 5, you get 7 minus 3 is 4, and minus 5 plus 4 is minus 1. So this point will move to 4 and minus 1. You can also do it directly without doing the calculation. So you move plus 7 in the x direction, minus 5 in the y direction. So if this is the point, you move plus 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this coordinates here will be 5 and minus 4. And then do the same for this last point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be your triangle C. You can use the ruler to draw straight lines. I'll just draw this with freehand here. So my lines might not be perfectly straight. So this is your triangle C. Triangle A is mapped, oh sorry, this is triangle B actually. Triangle A is mapped onto triangle C by an enlargement scale factor -2 and center -1 and 2. So your center of enlargement is -1 and 2. So this is your center of enlargement and your scale factor is -2. So there are two ways that you can solve this. So you again take all three vertices of this triangle. So I'll use both methods to show you both how you can use both of any of these methods that you like. So first, let's find the image of this vertex. So first you join the point with the center of enlargement. Then you measure this distance. And since your scale factor is -2, 2 means you will double the distance, and minus means the image will be on the opposite side. So you will continue on the opposite side of this center of enlargement. If the scale factor was +2, your image will be on the same side. So if this length was, let's say, 1 centimeter, your image of this point will be 2 centimeters in the same direction. So you will end up here. But since this is -2, so I will move 2 centimeters on the opposite side. So I'm assuming that you can measure this length using your ruler, and then you double the length on the other side because there is a negative sign. So if I double this length, uh, I will continue like this. So this is the same length, and then I'll go further to double the length. So I will end up at this point. So you can use a ruler to basically keep the line straight. So this is one way. Uh, the other way is you can use matrices again. So if you want to use matrices, you will take your center of enlargement as the origin. So if this is the center of enlargement, so let me call this vertex here B. So B, what are the coordinates of B compared to this? You go -2 in X and then -1 in Y. So your coordinates of B with respect to this center of enlargement are -2 and -1. And then to find the image B dash, you simply multiply the uh, scale factor -2 -1. So you will get +4 and +2, right? Yep. And then so your again this B dash, these coordinates are with respect to this center of enlargement, not this origin. So +4, let's move +4, 1 in the x direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then +2 in the y direction, 1, 2. So this point, your B will map onto B dash, which is this point here, which is 3 and 4. So you can either join it with the line and then extend it on the other side because there's negative sign using your ruler. So let me do this again using the line method. So I will join this with a straight line and then double the length on the other side. So this will be the same length up till this point, and then if I double it, I will end up here. So this length is twice this length. And this will be your third vertex at 3 and -2. And now I can join these points to form my triangle C. So this will be like this. So I can just erase this now. I don't need this. So this will be your triangle C. Part B is triangle P is shown on the grid. The stretch S is represented by this matrix. Triangle P is mapped onto triangle Q by this stretch S. On the grid above, draw and label triangle Q. So you know that if you multiply the transformation matrix with the object, you get the image. So your matrix for the transformation is 3, 0, 0, 1. And then your object is basically the coordinates of this triangle. So this point here is 1, 1, 1, 1. This point here is 3, 1. So this will be 3, 1. This point here is 2, 3, 2, 3. So if I multiply these two matrices, I will get the coordinates of the image, which is the triangle Q. So 3, 0 multiplied by this column, I will get 3 times 1 is 3, 0 times 1 is 0. So this will be 3. And then if I multiply this column, this row 3, 0 with this, I will get 3 times 3 is 9. Again, multiply this row with the third column, I'll get 6 plus 0, which is 6. And then I will multiply here. 0 times 1 is 0, plus 1 times 1 is 1. This will be 1 as well. 0, 1, and this column 2, 3. 0 times 2 is 0, 1 times 3 is 3. So add them together, you get 3. So these are the coordinates of your triangle Q. So let's draw this. So first point is 3, 1. 3, 1 will be this one. The other one is 9, 1, which will be this one. And then 6, 3, 6, 3 will be this one. So you can draw the triangle like this. So this is the triangle Q. Describe fully the stretch S. So the stretch is in this direction. So it is parallel to x-axis, and the other element that we need is the stretch factor. So the stretch factor will be, you can divide the length in the image divided by the length in the object, and the length we need to find is the one that is perpendicular to the, or like parallel to the stretch. So the stretch is in this direction, so this length is parallel to the stretch. So here your length in the original object is 2, and the length in the image is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your stretch factor is, stretch factor will be 6 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2, which is equals to 3, which is also visible here in the matrix. Whenever you have a transformation matrix of a stretch, your this element here is the stretch factor. So you calculate, you get the same answer. So parallel to x-axis and stretch factor equals to 3. Question 5 is expressed as a single fraction in its simplest form, this. So I can find the LCM, which will be x minus 2 times x plus 1. So here I multiplied this denominator with x plus 1. So I will multiply 4 with x plus 1, and minus 5 will be multiplied by x minus 2. Minus 5 multiplied by x minus 2. So let's open these brackets. I will get 4x plus 4 minus 5x plus 10 over x minus 2 into x plus 1. And then I can simplify in the numerator. 10 plus 4 is 14, minus 5 plus 4 will be minus x over x minus 2 into x plus 1. So this will be your final answer, x minus 2 into x plus 1. Part B is solve this equation. So I can open the bracket on both sides. So I will get 2x squared plus 2x equals to 12 minus 3x. So let's take everything to one side. So 2x squared, 2x plus 3x will be 5x, and this will be minus 12 equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. I can solve this using factorization. So minus 12 times 2 is minus 24. So since I have a negative sign here, I'm looking for factors of 24, which I subtract. I should get a value of 5. So which are the two factors whose difference is 5 and whose product is of course 24? They are 8 and 3. 2x squared plus 8x minus 3x. So if I multiply 8 with minus 3, I get minus 24, and 8x minus 3x is plus 5x, and then minus 12 equals to 0. I can take 2x common here, x plus 4 minus 3 common here, x plus 4 equals to 0. And then x plus 4 is common, so this will be x plus 4 times 2x minus 3 equals to 0. So x equals to minus 4, or x equals to 3 over 2. Minus 4 or 3 over 2. Part C is Anil and Yasmin buy some pens and notebooks from the same shop. Anil buys 3 pens and 2 notebooks. Yasmin buys 5 pens and 4 notebooks for this much. Form a pair of simultaneous equations to represent this information. So we can represent cost of pen, let's say, equals to 2, and then cost of notebook, or not 2, sorry. Cost of this pen equals to P, and cost of notebook equals to, let's call it N. So then we can form equations. For first, Anil buys 3 pens. So 3 times P will be the cost of his pens, and 2 times N will be the cost of the notebook. So 3P plus 2N will be the total cost, which is 4.80. And then similarly, Yasmin buys 5 pens. So 5 times P will be her cost of pens, and 4 times N will be the cost of notebooks. And her total cost, if you add them together, is $9. So 9.00. So these will be the two equations. Part 2 is solve the simultaneous equations to find the cost of a pen and the cost of a notebook. So you have to basically solve these and find the values of P and N. So if I call this equation 1 and call this equation 2, so if I multiply this equation with 2, so let's multiply equation 1 with 2. So if I multiply, I get 6P plus 4N equals to 9.60. And then I can subtract equation 2 from this equation. So subtract 2. So your equation 2 is what? 5p plus 4n equals to 9.00. So if I have to subtract, I'll change the signs. All will become negative. 6p minus 5p will be p. 4n minus 4n will cancel out. 9.6 minus 9 will give me 0.60. So 0.60 is actually your cost of your pen, 0.60. Now to find the cost of notebook, I can substitute this value into any of these equations. So let's substitute this in equation 1. So 3 times P, which is 0.60, plus 2N equals to 4.80. So I will have 4.80 minus 3 times 0.6, 3 into 0.6. This is 3, so 2N will be 3 and N will be 1.50. So your cost of notebook is $1.50. Question number 6, part A. Your universal set is in an integer between x and 10 and 20, including the 10 and 20 as well. A is a set of odd numbers. B is a set of numbers which are multiple of 5. Part 1 is find number of elements in A intersection B. So let's first write down all the elements. So this is your universal set. It contains 10, 11, 12, and everything up till 20. And A is a set of numbers which are odd. So I'll write down all the odd numbers from this set. So this is your odd numbers, and B is the set of multiple of 5. So multiple of 5 will be 10 and 15 and 20. So let's first find A intersection B. So what are the common elements between A and B? So they will be, so this is A, this is B, and this is the universal set. So 11 is not present, 13 is not present, 15 is one element that is common, 17 is not present, 19 is not present. So how many elements are there in A intersection B? Number of elements is just this one, 15. So your number of elements will be 1. The next part is find A complement union B. So let's first find A complement. So A complement will be all the numbers that are not present in A. So which basically mean all the even numbers, because A is a set of all odd numbers. So let's write down all the even numbers from the universal set. So these will be in A complement. And then you have to find A complement union B. So you can write down all of these numbers first and then write down all the numbers in B, making sure you do not repeat any. So I'll write down these, and then in B I have 10. I've already written 10. 15 is not there, so I'll write 15. 20 is already there. So this will be your answer: 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and 15. These are all the numbers that are present in A complement union B. Part 3 is a number R is chosen at random from this universal set. Find the probability that R belongs to A union B. So let's first find A union B. A union B will be, again, I'll write down all the numbers in A first. So 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. And then 10 is not there, so I can write 10. 15, I've already written 15. 20, so I'll write 20 as well. So what is the probability that the number that you choose is actually part of this set A union B? So probability that you choose R number, a number that is part of this A union B set. So that means your total possible values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Out of those 11, how many of these 11 numbers are part of this set A union B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of the 11 numbers. So your universal set consists of 11 numbers, and out of those 11 numbers, 7 numbers are part of A union B. So if you choose a random number from this set, you have a probability of 7 over 11 of choosing a number that will be a part of this set A union B. So your probability here will be 7 over 11. Part B is, in a survey, 40 people were asked what they had read that day. 10 people had read a book, 24 people read a newspaper, and 14 people had read neither a book nor a newspaper. So by drawing a Venn diagram or otherwise find the number of people who had read both a book and newspaper. So we can draw the Venn diagram to make it easier to visualize. And then let's represent green for book, B is for book, and let's represent N, which is in red, for newspaper. So let's let the number of people who read both book and newspaper equal to X. And then how many people read only book? So if total of 10 people read the book and out of those X also read the newspaper, so people who only read the book were 10 minus X. And similarly, people who read only the newspaper, which is this region, will be 24 minus X because X also read the book. And 14 people read neither a book nor a newspaper, so they will be outside here. So this is your universal set. So there were total of 40 people. So we can, if we add all of these together, so 10 minus X plus 24 minus X plus 14 should equal how much? 40. So this plus X minus X cancel out. 24 plus 14 plus 10 will be 48. So you get 48 minus X equals to 40. This will give X equals to 8. So you have to find the number of people who had read both a book and a newspaper, which is actually this X that you have already calculated here. So this, your answer here will be 8. The next part is 2 of the 10 people who had read a book are selected at random. Work out the probability that they had both read a book and a newspaper. So you have 10 people who had read a book, and there's two of them are selected at 2 of the 10 people who had read a book are selected at random. Work out the probability that they had both read a book and a newspaper. So let me draw. So this X is represents the people who had read both the newspaper and the book. So how many people are there? 8. So let me represent them in blue. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have read both book and newspaper. And 10 minus X, which is 8. 10 minus 8 is what? 2. So there are only 2 people who had read the book only. So let me actually represent this in green since I have green here for the books. So 2 people had read the book only. Now, out of these 10 people, you are choosing 2 people and work out the probability that the 2 chosen people both had read the book as well as the newspaper. So let me quickly draw the probability tree diagram for this to help you understand. So the first probability is that you choose a person and the person has read both the book and newspaper. And the other probability is that the person has only read the book. So what is the probability that if you choose one person out of these 10 that you will select a person who has read both the book and the newspaper? So number of people who have read both the book and the newspaper is 8, and the total people that you are choosing out of from are 10. And the other probability will be 2 out of 10, which is the probability that the person had only read the book. And then you make your second choice. So let me move this a little bit up. So when you make your second choice, again, you can either choose a person who has read both the book and the newspaper or book only. So if you're chosen in the first, your first choice is a person, you have already chosen person that has read both the book and newspaper. That means you have chosen one of them. So let's eliminate one. So you're left with 7 who have read both. And out of the total now is 9 because you have already made your first choice. So this will be your 7 over 9. The probability that you have to calculate is probability that both people that you chose both have read book and newspaper. So this will be equal to, so that means you have to go this path. The first person you choose has read both book and newspaper, and then the second person you choose also has read both book and newspaper. So this will be 8 over 10 multiplied by 7 over 9. So this will be 90, and 8 times 7 is 56. You can simplify it to, you can divide by 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 116, 28 over 45. So the probability will be 28 over 45. So the next question is, the variables x and y are connected by the equation y equals to 3 plus x minus x square over 2. Some corresponding values of x and y are given in the table. So you have to complete the table. So the missing value is for when x equals to minus 3. So that will mean y equals to 3 plus x. So plus minus 3 and minus 3 square over 2. So this will be 3 minus 3 will be 0, and this will become plus 9. So this will be minus 9 over 2, which is minus 4.5. So this value here will be minus 4.5. And then let's substitute x equals to 5. So this will be 3 plus 5 minus 5 square over 2, which will be 8 minus 25 over 2, which will be 16 minus 25, and LCM is 2. And then 16 minus 25 will be minus 9 over 2, which will be same, minus 4.5. So this will be also minus 4.5. Part 2 is, using a scale of 2 centimeter to 1, draw horizontal x-axis from minus 3 to 5 and scale of 1 to 1 for vertical y-axis from minus 5 to 5. And then you have to draw the graph for this equation between x equals to minus 3 and 5. So let's first mark the y-axis. So for that you will need the range of x-axis. So you have to draw between minus 3 and 5. So if I take this line as minus 3, and then I have 2 centimeters for 1 unit. So this is 1 centimeter. So if this is minus 3, 2 centimeters will be this, which is minus 2. This will be minus 1, and this will be 0. So this will represent the line x equals to 0, which is also the y-axis. And then for the x-axis, I will look at the range of y, which is minus 5 to 5, and I have the scale as 1 centimeter to 1 unit. So this will be minus 5, then this will be minus 4, which is 1 centimeter away, uh, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in fact, I can move the scale up 1 unit. So I can take this one as minus 5 instead of taking the bottom one. So this could be minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So this will be the line y equals to 0, which is the x-axis, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that should be correct. So let's draw the axis here. So this will be my y-axis, and then I'll draw a line for the x-axis here. So this will be my x-axis. So I can mark them here as x and y, and then I can label the points as well. So this is 0. On the x-axis, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this value here will be 5. And here this will be minus 1, minus 2, and minus 3. And then on y-axis, I have 1 to 1. So this 1 centimeter will represent 1, 2, 3. This one will be 4. And this here will be 5. And this here, minus 1, minus 2 will be this one, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. So now let's plot the points. So the first point is -3 and -4.5. So -3 is this one, and -4.5 will be this point. So here each one small block represents a value of 2.2. So this is -4.2, this is -4.4, 4.6. So here in the middle, I will get this point, which is -4.5. And then the next one is -2 and -1. So -2, -1 will be this one. The next one is -1 and -1.5. -1 and sorry, plus 1.5. -1 and 1.5 will be this. 0 and 3 will be this point. 1 and 3.5. 1 and 3.5 will be this one. 2 and 3 will be this. 3 and 1.5. 4 and -1. And the last one is 5 and -4.5. -4.5 will be this here. And then you can draw the curve. So let's try to draw the curve here. So this will be your kind of the curve that you will draw. It's not perfect, messed up a little bit here, but you get the idea of the curve. So the next part is by drawing a tangent, estimate the gradient of the curve at the point 3 and 1.5. So you're looking for the gradient at this point 3 and 1.5. So what you will do is you will use a ruler to align with the line. So align with the curve such that it only touches the graph at this point. So it will be a little bit like this. So now if I draw a line, it will basically just touch this curve at this point, which is 3 and 1.5. So you can simply draw a line with the ruler. So I'll mark the points here first and then draw the line. So these are the 2 points, and then I can basically join them with a straight line. So let's do that. So start with this one. So this line just touches the curve at this point, which is 3 and 1.5. And now you can calculate the gradient. So this point here is 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis. And this point here will be 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8 on the x-axis and -2 on the y-axis. So to calculate the gradient m, it will be y2 minus y1. So you can do 4 minus -2 divided by x2 minus x1, which is 1.7 minus 4.8. So this will be 6 divided by, let's calculate, this will be 1.7, 1.7 minus 4.8. So this is minus 3.1. Minus 3.1. Then 6 divided by minus 3.1. This gives you 1.935. So I can write it up till three significant figures. So this will be minus 1.94. So your gradient here will be minus 1.94. Part 4 is the points of intersection of the graph y equals to this and the line y equals to k are the solutions of the equation 10 plus 2x minus x square equals to 0. So that means if you solve these two equations simultaneously, you will end up with this equation in x. So how do you eliminate y from the equation? You use the substitution method. So if I substitute y equals to k in this equation, I will get k equals to, so this will be k equals to 3 plus x minus x square over 2. And then if you simplify this equation, you will end up with this equation. So what I can do is I can start from this equation and try to convert it into this form such that I have this equation of curve on one side and this k on the other side, and then I'll get the value of k. So let me show you what I mean here. So this will be 10 plus 2x minus x square equals to 0, same equation as this one, and I'm trying to convert it into this form. So on one side, what do I have? I have minus x square over 2 plus x plus 3. So that means I need these two terms on one side. I can take this 10 to the other side. So I will get 2x minus x square equals to minus 10. And now I have x and x square over 2. That means if I divide by 2, I can get these two forms of x and x square. So let's divide by 2 on both sides. So if I divide by 2 here, I will get x minus x square over 2, and minus 10 divided by 2 will be minus 5. So basically, I divided this, multiplied by 1 by 2 or divided by 2 on both sides, right? So this is how I get this. Now I have x minus x square over 2. I also need 3 on this side. So let me continue here. So I can add 3 on both sides of the equation. So if I add 3 on the left side, I will get 3 plus x minus x square over 2 equals to minus 5 plus 3. So this will give me 3 plus x minus x square over 2 equals to minus 2. So now I have this exact form on this side here. And on the other side, I have k. So k will be minus 2. So basically, I converted this equation into this form with the unknown variable k, and then we calculated, saw the value of k once I completed this conversion. The next part is by drawing the line y equals to k on your graph, find the solution of the equation. So now we have to draw y equals to minus 2 on our graph. So this will k here is minus 2. So I'm basically trying to solve these two equations simultaneously. That means when I draw this graph y equals to minus 2, wherever it intersects this curve, that will be the solution of this equation. So let's draw y equals to minus 2 is this here. So let me draw it in red. Let's try from the other side. So this is your equation y equals to minus 2. Now it intersects the curve at these 2 points. So what are the x values? Here the x value is minus 2.3, minus 2.4, almost minus 2.4, minus 2.4. And here the x value is 4.3. So your answers are minus 2.4 and 4.3. Part B is this is a sketch of graph y equals to p a power x where a is greater than 0. the graph passes through the points 0, 4 and 236. Write down the value of P. So you know the equation, you can substitute this point, this x and y value into the equation to get the value of P, because here x is 0, so a power 0 will be 1. So you can eliminate this variable a. So if I substitute point 0 and 4 into this equation, I will get 4, which is the y value, equals to P into a power 0, which is the x value 0 here. So this will give me a power 0 is 1, so this will give me P equals to 4. So the value of P is 4. Find the value of a. Then to find the value of a, I can use the other point. So y equals to P a power x. So y value is 36. P value is 4. A power x here is a power 2. And then if I divide by 4 on the other side, I get a square equals to 36 over 4 will be 9. Then a will be positive 3. Although the square root of 9 is plus minus 3, but you're given that value of a is greater than 0. So negative 3 is not the correct answer. So you will get a equals to 3, which is the right one. Part 3 is the graph passes through the point 4 and q. Find the value of q. So you have this equation now, y equals to p is what? 4 and a is what? 3. 4 times 3 power x. Now you're given that the point is 4 and q. So y value is q. I'll substitute y equals to q here. And then 4 into 3 power x is 4. So 3 power 4. So what is 3 power 4? 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. It's 81. So this will be 81 times 4. Q will be 81 into 4, which is 4 ones are 4, 8 4 is 324. So your value of Q is 324. So question number 8 is the diagram shows two circles, each with center O. So this center O belongs to this circle, the inner one, smaller one, as well as this outer circle. So both of these circles have this same center O. A, B, C, D are points on the circumference. E, F, G are points on the circumference of the smaller circle. C, G, D. So these two lines, C, G, D and C, F, B are tangents to the small circle. Lines A, E, O, C and F, G intersect at 90 degree at X. A, E, O, C, A, E, O, C and F, G intersect at 90 degree. So this angle here is 90 degree. Find each of these angles as simply as possible in terms of y. Give reasons for your answer. So first you have to find angle GEO. So GEO is this angle. Now if you look at this inner circle, angle GEO is subtended by this arc, right? This arc makes this angle GEO at the circumference of this inner smaller circle. And this same arc subtends this angle y degree at the center of the circle. So using the property that the angle at circumference is half the angle at the center, I can write GEO equals to y over 2, because angle at center equals to twice angle, twice of angle at circumference. So this here will be y over 2. The next one is GCX. So GCX. So let me erase this. So GCX is this angle here. We know that this line here is a tangent to this inner circle, and this is the OG is the radius. So this angle here is 90 degree, right? So if I look at this triangle GOC, I can easily find this angle. I know this is 90 degrees, this is Y. So I can sum these three angles to 180 degrees. So this will be Y plus 90 plus GCX will be 180 degrees. And then this will give you GCX 180 minus 90 will be 90. And this Y, if I bring it here, it will be 90 minus Y. So this is 90 minus Y because angle between angle OGC equals to 90 degree because angle between radius and tangent. The next angle that you have to find is DAB. So DAB is this angle here. So let me erase this now. So if you look at this quadrilateral DAB C, this is a cyclic quadrilateral because all four vertices are on the circumference of this circle. And since these two lines are tangent to this inner circle and this line is from the center. So this line here is from the center of the circle. So that means these two angles, they are equal. So we already calculated this is 90 minus y. So this angle here will be 90 minus y as well, because you know the property that when an angle made by two tangents that originate from the same point, the angle is bisected by a straight line from the center of the circle. So this angle GCF is bisected into two equal halves by this line OC, which is from the center of this inner circle. So this is 90 minus y, this is 90 minus y, and then DAB is the angle that you need to find. So you can use the property of cyclic quadrilaterals that the opposite angles sum up to 180 degrees. So this means DAB plus 2 times 90 minus y should equals to 180 degrees. So this will be DAB plus 180 minus 2y equals to 180. And then DAB will be, if I take 180 to the other side, they cancel out 0, and this will be 2y. So this will be 2y because opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral sum up to 180 degrees. The next part is complete the sentence. Triangle EGC is congruent to triangle. So let me erase this previous part. So EGC is this triangle EGC. So this is the triangle, and we have to find the other congruent triangle which is congruent to EGC. So the other triangle will be this one EFC. Why? Because you can use the SAS property for congruency. They have this length which is common, so this will be equal. These two are tangents to this circle, so these lengths are equal as well, right? And then we already know that these two angles are equal because this is a straight line from the center of the circle, so it will bisect the angle that these two tangents make here at C. So you have EC length which is common, then GC and CF are also common, and the angle between them is also equal in both triangles. So using the SAS property, you can say that EFC is the triangle that is congruent to EGC. So in the question you're given EGC, So the corresponding naming convention for this triangle will be EFC, because EGC, that means length EG. So the corresponding length will be EF, and then GC, the corresponding length is FC. So you will write that EGC is congruent to EFC. The next part is prove that triangle ADC is similar to triangle OGC. ADC and OGC. So ADC is this triangle, and then OGC is the inner one, which is this one here. So this is OGC. So now you have to prove that these two triangles are similar. So straight away we can see that this is the common angle. So angle GCO and DCA is same. And then we can see that this is a 90-degree angle. Why? Because this is the tangent and this is the radius. So angle between radius and tangent is 90 degree. And then this angle is also 90 degrees because this is an angle in semicircle. So if you look at this outer bigger circle, this is the diameter. So angle subtended by the diameter at the circumference of this circle is 90 degree, or you can also call it the angle in the semicircle. So two angles are equal. That means the third angle is also equal. So this will be y as well. So you can use the property that if two angles are equal, then the two triangles are similar. So angle OGC, which is this one, uh, OCG, sorry, OCG, angle OCG is common, and then angle ADC equals angle OGC equals to 90 degree. These two, OGC and ADC, are 90 degree. So this is OGC is angle between radius and tangent, and then ADC is angle in semicircle. So two angles are equal or are equal. So triangle ADC is similar to triangle OGC. The next part is what special type of quadrilateral is AOGD. So let's look at AOGD. So AOGD is this one, AOG and then D. So we know that this angle is 90 degree, this angle is 90, so that means this angle is also 90. So this is the height of this trapezium, right? So these two are parallel sides, and this is the perpendicular height of this trapezium. So AOGD is a trapezium. Find the ratio area of triangle OGC and area of triangle ADC. So these are the two similar triangles that we proved in the previous part. So this here OGC, you have to find the ratio of area of this compared to this big triangle So if you look at this length, OC, it is the radius of this big circle, and OA is also the radius of this big circle, right? So if OC is R, then this full length AC is twice this radius, 2R. So since we know that these two triangles are similar, we can find the ratio, the square of their ratio of these corresponding sides will be the ratio of the area. So what is the ratio OC ratio AC? It's 1:2. R and R will cancel out basically. So we can find area of triangle OGC ratio area of triangle ADC will be uh, length OC squared ratio length AC. So OC and AC are the corresponding sides, and using the property of similar triangles, we are taking the ratio of the square of their corresponding sides. So this will be 1 square ratio 2 square, so which will be 1:4. So this will be 1:4. The next part is area of triangle OGC and area of quadrilateral ABCD. So now we are looking at this small triangle. So this one here, OGC, and this quadrilateral ABCD. So we already found the ratio between the area of this triangle and this triangle ADC. The area of this quadrilateral will be simply twice the area of this triangle ADC, because this triangle ABC is exactly the same as this triangle ADC. Why? Because this length is common, right? And then these two lengths are equal as well. This length BC and this length DC are equal, because if you look at this outer circle, these are the two chords. So BC is a chord. This length, sorry, let me draw this again. So this length BC is a chord in this bigger circle, and this length BC is this distance away. So this is the distance of the chord BC from the center of the circle. And if you look at the inner circle, we know that this makes a 90-degree angle. So this is this small r, or let's call this W. So W is the radius of this small circle. And then if you look at this chord DC, DC is also a chord in this bigger circle, and it's also a distance of W away from the center of this circle, because this is also the radius of the small circle. So when two chords, and this also is 90-degree, so when two chords are equidistant from the center of the circle, their lengths are equal. So this length DC is also equal to this length BC. So in the triangle ADC and ABC, these two lengths are equal, DC and BC. Length AC is common, and the angle between them is also the same. So again, using the SAS property, we can say that ADC is congruent to ABC. So the area of this full quadrilateral ABCD will be simply the twice of the area of this triangle ADC. So for quadrilateral, I can write here, this will be area of triangle OGC ratio area of quadrilateral ABCD be simply 2 times area of triangle ADC. So this will be 1:2 into 4. So this will be 1:8, which will be your final answer. So next question is, the ventilation shaft for a tunnel is in the shape of a cylinder. The cylinder has radius 0.4 meters, length 15 meters. Calculate the volume of the cylinder. So volume will be simply, the formula for the volume of cylinder is pi r square h. So that will be pi into radius is 0.4 square, and then the length or the height of the tunnel. So here we have a length. So tunnel is something like this. So this will be the length. This is 15. So this will be 0.4 square multiplied by pi multiplied by 15. So three significant figures will be 7.4. So 7.54, sorry, 54 meter cube. Remember, you always have to write uh, non-exact answers up till three significant figures. If you're measuring angles, then you write them up to one decimal place. Part B is, the diagram shows the cross section of the tunnel. The cross section of the tunnel is a major segment of a circle center O. So this is the major segment. This here is the major segment. The radius is 4.5. This angle is 110. Calculate the area of the cross section of the tunnel. So the area of cross section will be equal to the area of this major sector plus the area of this triangle AOB. So area of major sector AOB plus area of triangle AOB. So what will be the area of this major sector? So this is 110 degrees. That means this angle here is 250 degrees. So this will be 250 over 360 into pi r square. Pi into r is 4.5 square. And then, uh, sorry, you'll add the area of triangle AOB. So this triangle AOB, this length is the radius, which is 4.5. Then this is also radius. OB is also radius, which is also 4.5. So this will be 1 by 2 into this side multiplied by the sine of the angle in between them. So 1 by 2 into 4.5 into 4.5 into sine of 110. So 250 divided by 360 into pi into r square, 4.5 square. So this is 44.179. 44.179 plus 1 over 2 multiplied by 4.5 multiplied by 4.5 multiplied by sine of 110. This is 9.514. 9.514 plus 44.179. So this is 53.69. So three significant figures will be 53.7. So your area is 53.7 meters square. Part C is, the length of the tunnel is 1750 meters. The car drives through the tunnel at an average speed of 45 kilometers per hour. Work out the time the car takes to travel through the tunnel. Give your answers in minutes and seconds. So we have the distance in meters, we have the speed in kilometers per hour. So we can first calculate the total number of seconds it takes and then convert them into minutes and seconds. So the speed is kilometers per hour, the distance is in meters, so we can convert the speed into meters per second. So speed is 45 kilometers per hour. So hour is in the denominator, right? So converting this to the numerator, in the numerator, 45 kilometer will be 45,000 meters divided by 1 hour is 3600 seconds. So 45,000 divided by 3600 seconds. So you will get 12.5 meters per second. So the time taken will be distance divided by speed. So distance is 1750 meters, speed is 12.5. So 1750 divided by 12.5, 140 seconds. So it takes 140 seconds. So that means this is 2 minutes. So if I subtract 140 minus 120, which is 2 minutes, I get 20 remaining. So 22 minutes and 20 seconds is the time. Part D is the diagram shows the position of the tunnel entrance T and two road junctions P and Q on horizontal ground. Q is due north of P. So this Q is north of this point P. P and T is on a bearing of 062 from P, from this point P. So the bearing of T from P is 062. PT is 450, QT is 720. Calculate the bearing of T from Q. So bearing of T from Q is this angle. And we can find this angle using the sine rule for this triangle PQT. And if we know this angle, we know that this full angle is 180. So this bearing will be 180 minus this angle PQT. So uh, let's use the sine rule. So sine of this angle 62 divided by the length opposite, which is 720, will equal sine of PQT, sine of angle PQT divided by the side opposite, which is 450. So this will give you sine PQT will be 450 divided by 720 into sine of 62. And from this, we can find PQT. So let's do this on the calculator. Sine of 62 multiplied by 450 divided by 720. And then we take the sine inverse. So this is 33.5 degrees, one up till one decimal place, 33.5 degrees. So bearing of T from Q will be 180 minus 33.5, which is 180 minus 33.5, 146.5. So this here will be 146.5 degrees. Question 10 is a rectangular picture A, B, C, D is placed inside a rectangular frame. The length AB of the picture is 3 times its height x centimeter. So this is the height x. So the length will be 3 times. So this length here will be 3x. The width of the frame is 2. The total area of the picture and frame is 476 centimeter square. Form an equation that shows in x and that shows that it simplifies to this. So we are given the area of picture and the frame. So we are given the dimensions. We can simply use the property that the picture of area and frame will be this width multiplied by this length because it's a rectangle. So the area will be length time width. So let's first find length of so you're looking for picture and frame. Length of picture and frame combined. So what is this length? This is 3x plus 2 plus 2. So this will be 3x plus 4. So this length L is 3x plus 4. Then you have to find width of picture and frame combined. Width of picture and frame combined. This will be equals to, so this is your height plus 2 this one and plus 2 this one. So this will be x plus 4. Then area is simply these two multiplied by together, length into width. So 3x plus 4 into x plus 4, and we are given that area is 476. So let's open these brackets. So this will be 3x square plus 12x plus 4x plus 16. And then we can bring everything to one side. So let's bring this 476 to this side as well. So I will get 3x square plus 12 plus 4 will be 16x plus 16 minus 476 equals to 0. So 16 minus 476 minus 460. So this will, you can write this as 3x square plus 16x minus 460 equals to 0. So this is the same as this one that we have to show. The next part is solve the equation for x. So we can use the quadratic formula here. So x equals to minus b, which is 16, plus minus square root. So you get 16 square minus 4 times 3. A is 3 and minus 460 is c. And then divided by 2 times this a, which is 3. So this will give you x equals to minus 16. So let's calculate this. 16 square minus 4 into 3 into minus 460 minus 460. And then square root of this is 76. So this is minus 16 plus 76 over 6. So 2 times 3 is 6, or x equals to minus 16 minus 76 over 6. So 76 minus 16 is 10, and 10 divided by 6 is, oh sorry, 76 minus 16 is 60. 60 divided by 6 will be 10. So this value here is 10, or minus 16 minus 76. Oh, minus 16 minus 76 will be minus 92 over 6. So x equals to minus 92 over 6. So 92 divided by 6 will be minus 15.3. So this will be minus 15.3. So x is 10 or minus 15.3. Part C is find the height and length of the frame. So this is the length of the frame and this is the height. So length is what? This 3x plus 2 plus this 2. So this will give you the total length. So length is 3x plus 4, and we will use x equals to 10, because if I use x equals to minus 15, the length will come out to be negative. So that means this is not the correct value of x. This is the value of x that we will use. So this will be 3 times 10 plus 4, which is equals to 34. So length is 34 and height is x plus 4, which is this x and this 2 and then this 2. So x plus 4, which is 10 plus 4, which is 14. So your height is 14 centimeters. Part D is the frame is made from wood. The wood is 5 millimeters thick. The mass of 1 centimeter cube of the wood is 0.7 grams. Calculate the mass of wood used in the frame. So if this is your picture and frame, let's take a look at this. So this is your, let me draw this. So this is your frame. So this thickness or height is 0.5, 5 millimeters. So this is 5 millimeters. So you're given that mass of 1 centimeter of cube is 0.7 grams. So if we can find the volume of this frame, we can use that volume to find the mass of wood used in the frame. But remember, this whole thing is not a frame. The frame is kind of hollow here because here the picture, here this picture is present, right? So this area is taken by the picture. So you know that the volume is base area into height for all the figures that we calculate the volume for. So if I calculate the base area, which is this rectangle, where this length is 34 centimeter, this width is 14 centimeter. So if I calculate, let me share this. So if I calculate this 34 into 14, this will give me the full area. And if I subtract the blue area, so this is the green area remaining after that, right? So this is the green area is the one that is part of the frame. The blue is the picture, right? So what I will do is I will calculate the full area of this rectangle, which will be 34 times 14. Then I will subtract the area of the picture that is inside to get this green area, which is the area, base area of the frame. And then if I multiply it with the height, I will get the volume of this green part. So once I have the volume, I can calculate the mass. So let's calculate the area of picture first, which is this blue area. Area of picture will be what? These dimensions are 3x by x. So this length here is 3x, and then this height of the picture is x. So 3x times x, x is 10, 3 times 10 into 10. This will be 30 and then 300. So 300 centimeter square is the area of picture. So now what is the area of the frame? Area of the frame is area of picture and frame combined, and frame combined minus the area of this picture that I found. Area of picture. This will give you the area of the frame. So area of picture and frame combined, we were given in the first part, is 476. 476, which is this 34 times 14, which is the area of this full section. And then I subtract this blue section, which is the area of the picture, which is 300. So I get 176 centimeter square. Now I need to calculate the volume of this frame. I know the height is 5 millimeter. So the volume of frame will be the base area, which is 176 times the height. So height is in millimeter. I will convert this into centimeter as well because the area is in centimeter squares. So 5 millimeter is 0.5 centimeters, right? So this will be 176 into zero point 0.5. So 88 centimeter cube is the area of the frame, or area, sorry, the volume of the frame, the volume of this green section here. So now you have the volume of the frame. You know that mass of 1 centimeter cube is this much. So mass of 88 centimeter cube of wood. So this is the wood used, which is basically the volume of the frame, will be 1 centimeter cube is 0.7. So 88 centimeter cube will be simply 88 times 0.7. So 88 times 0.7 will be 61.6 grams. So this will be 61.6 grams. So this is the volume of wood used in the frame. 61.6. Question 11 is a vertical mast XY is positioned on the horizontal ground. The mast is supported by 4 cables attached to the mast at P and to the grounds at points A, B, C, D. Y is the center of the square ABCD. So this is a square. That means all 4 sides AB, BC, CD, and this length AD will be equal. PY is 7.5 meter. Given that AB is 3.65 meter, show that AY, which is this length, is 2.58 meter, correct to three significant figures. So AB is given, AB this length is 3.65, and so this is a square, so this length will be 3.65 as well. So if I look at this triangle ABC, and this is a square, so this angle here is 90 degrees between AB and BC. So let's look at this triangle ABC. It is a right angled triangle. AC is the hypotenuse. So I can use the Pythagoras theorem to calculate this length AC. And then AY will be simply half the length of AC, because it's given that this point Y is as the center. So Y is the center of the square you're given. So if this is the square and this is the center, Y is the center, it will divide this diagonal into two equal parts. So AY will be Y equal to YC. So this is your rectangle triangle ABC. This is 3.65, this is this is 90 degree, and this is also 3.65. So you have to find this length. So AC square will be equal to AB square plus BC square. 3.65 square plus 3.65 square, and then AC will be, so let's calculate it, 3.65 square plus 3.65 square, and then under root of this. Square root of this is 5.16. So this is 5.16 meters, and then AY is simply half of AC. So this is 1 by 2 into 5.16. So this divided by 2, 2.58. So you've shown that up till three significant figures, AY is 2.5 meters, 58 meters. Part B is calculate the length of one of the cables used to support the mast. So this is the cable. Let's use this one. This is PA. I know this length AY 2.58, and I also know this length PY, right? PY is given as 7.5 meters, and this is 2.58, and this is also a right angled triangle, because this mast is given is vertical from the ground, so it will make a 90-degree angle. So if I look at this triangle here, AYP triangle, AYP, AY is 2.58, PY is 7.5. This is the length, which is the length of the cable, which is unknown, and this angle is 90 degree. So again, we can use the Pythagoras theorem. So AP square will be 2.58 square plus 7.50 square. So 2.58 square plus 7.50 square, and then square root of this will give you AP, which is 7.93. AP will be 7.93 meters. So this is the length of one of these cables, 7.93. Part C is calculate angle APB. So APB is this angle, and you know the length AP. You also know this length AB is 3.65, and you also know this length PB. So you know three lengths. So if I look at this triangle APB, I know all three sides, and I know I want to calculate one of the angles. So let me draw this here. So this is your triangle APB, which is this one APB. This length AB is 3.65. AP and PB are the wires, so their length is 7.93. So this is 7.93. This is also 7.93, and AB was 3.65. 3.65. And this is the angle that you need to calculate. So I know the three lengths of this triangle. I can use the cosine rule. So cos of APB will be the sum of the other two sides, 7.93 square, plus the sum of the square of the other two sides, 7.93 square, minus the square of this side, which is opposite to the angle. So this will be minus 3.65 square divided by 2 times the product of these two sides that you're adding, 7.93 times 7.93. So let's calculate this. 7.93 square plus 7.93 square minus 3.65 square, and then this divided by 2 into 7.93 multiplied by 7.93. And then you take the cosine inverse. So cosine inverse of this will give you the angle, which is 26.6. So APB, which is cosine inverse of all of this, is 26.6 degrees. Part D is the angle of elevation of X from A is 77 degrees. Calculate the height X, Y of the mast. So angle of elevation of X from A. So let me erase all this. So this angle of elevation of X. So this angle is 77 degrees. This length is 2.58, and you only know the length up till this point. So you actually need to calculate this height of the mast, which is XY. So this is also a right angle triangle. The mast is vertical, so it will make a 90-degree angle. So if I look at this triangle AYX, so let me draw this triangle AYX here. So this is my mast XY, and this is, so I'm drawing it in 3D. So this mast is making an angle of 90 degree with the ground. So this point is A, right? So this is AYX, this triangle. This angle is 77. The angle of elevation is 77. This length here is 2.58. And this is the length that you need to calculate. So this is a 90-degree angle, so I can use perpendicular over base, so a tangent of this angle, XAY. So tan of XAY angle will give you the height XY over this AY base. So tan, this will be tan of 77 degrees equals to XY is unknown over AY is 2.58. So this will give you XY equals to, let's calculate tan of 77 and then multiplied by 2.58. So XY comes out to be 11.175. So up till three significant figures, this will be 11.2 meters. Part 2 is calculate the angle of elevation of X from the midpoint of AB. So let me erase this. So if I draw this line here, which is, let's call this the midpoint. So you're looking for this angle of elevation. So not exactly this, but let me draw it correctly. So if this is the line joining this midpoint with Y, this is the angle of elevation of X from this midpoint of AB. And then we know that this is a square base. So this whole length AB is 3.65. This length is also 3.65. So this length, since y is the midpoint, this length my will be equals to half of 3.65. So 3.65 divided by 2. So this will be your length my, which is 1.825. And we also know this height of the mast that you calculated in the previous part is 11.2. So if I look at this triangle from this right side, the triangle MYX. So let me draw this triangle MYX. So if this is your triangle MYX, this is the 90-degree angle. This point is X, this is Y, this is M. So I'm looking from this side. I'll get this side view of this triangle. So this length my is 1.825, and then this length, the height is 11.2, and this is the angle of elevation that we want to calculate. So we can simply use tan of theta again. So tan of this angle will give you 11.2 divided by 1.825. So let's calculate that. So your tan of angle of elevation will be equals to the height of the mast, which is 11.2, and then the distance of this midpoint M from Y, which was 1.825. So 11.2 divided by 1.825. So your angle of elevation will be tan inverse of this. So let's calculate this. 11.2 divided by 1.825, and then you take the tan inverse of this. So this is 80.74. So you will write it up till one decimal place, 80.7 degrees. So the angle of elevation of X from the midpoint of AB is 80.7 degrees. So this was paper 2, variant 2 for October-November 2017.